Welcome. Nature is the ultimate engineer. From ants to fungi, biomimicry builds resilient food. In minutes, see the ant-style fungal factory. Nature is the ultimate engineer. It has spent millions of years perfecting complex systems. Some of the most amazing engineers are insects, ants, termites, some beetles. They learn to farm long before humans. They cultivate fungi in underground gardens. These insect farms are incredibly efficient and sustainable. They provide a steady source of food. They resist pests and diseases. They recycle every bit of waste. We can learn from these ancient masters. By copying their methods, biomimicry, we can solve modern problems. Our goal is to build a new kind of farm, a farm that produces safe, steady fungal food, just like the ants do. This deep relationship is called an obligate mutualism. Each partner depends entirely on the other for survival. The fungus cannot live without its insect farmer. The insect cannot live without its fungal crop. That tight bond creates a stable, resilient system. We can use this principle to our advantage. Recreate conditions that support mutualism and build reliable fungal factories. We are not inventing a new technology from scratch. We're listening to the wisdom of the natural world, translating the language of the forest floor into a blueprint for a self-sustaining food system. Our primary model comes from the Atini tribe of ants. Specifically, we look to the leafcutter ants. These ants cultivate a fungus named Leucouagaricus gongulophoros. This partnership is one of the most successful on Earth. The reason we chose this model is simple. The fungus has evolved to produce specialized structures for the ants to eat. These structures are called gonju-lid-e-a. They are tiny, swollen spheres at the tips of the fungal threads. They are packed with proteins and lipids. The ants harvest and eat these gonju-lid-e-a. This provides them with a constant, renewable food source. The fungus, in turn, gets a protected home and a steady supply of fresh plant matter. This fungus is an obligate crop. It has lost the ability to reproduce sexually on its own. It relies completely on the ants to propagate it. This dependency is a key advantage for our engineered system. Because the fungus is so specialized, it is less likely to be overgrown by wild competitors when kept in its ideal environment. The ants and their fungus have co-evolved since the beginning of their existence on Earth. They have perfected a balanced system. The ants know exactly how much to harvest without damaging the garden. They know how to feed it, clean it, and protect it. Our PMCE must mimic this delicate balance. Another reason for choosing the Atini model is its efficiency. The first step in the cycle is selecting the right food, or feedstock. Leafcutter ants are not random foragers. They carefully select specific leaves and flowers. In our PMCE, we can use a variety of plant materials: raspberry leaves, oak leaves, citrus leaves, hibiscus leaves, and flowers. For a larger scale system, shredded corn stover, sugarcane bagasse. The key is consistency. The fungus thrives on a predictable diet. Just like the ants, we must pre-process this feedstock. Shred into small, uniform pieces. More surface area for the fungus to colonize. Pre-treatment is required before feeding the fungus. The ants do this instinctively. They chew leaves into a pulp. They mix it with saliva. They add fecal droplets with digestive enzymes. Our PMCE must replicate this. We will create an enzyme cocktail containing cellulases and lacases. We will spray the enzymatic solution onto shredded plant matter. This starts breaking down tough cell walls, like pre-digesting food for the fungus. Nutrients become immediately available, accelerating growth, ensuring Leucouagaricus outcompetes contaminants. A monoculture is always vulnerable. In nature, the ants face a constant battle, invading molds, bacteria, other fungi. The most dangerous is Escovopsis, a parasitic fungus that targets their specific crop. To protect their gardens, ants have developed a multi-layered defense strategy. Our PMCE must adopt this same hierarchical approach. The first layer of defense is substrate pretreatment by adding specific enzymes. Slightly adjusting the pH, we favor our Leucoagaricus crop. This gives our fungus a head start against stray contaminant spores. The second layer is active surveillance and early intervention. Ants constantly patrol their gardens. They use their antennae to smell for signs of trouble. We will use automated sensors. Cameras can scan the fungal mat. Machine learning flags color or texture changes. If a foreign growth is detected, a targeted response is triggered. This is where robotic tools come into play. We will use a small, precise robotic arm. The arm performs automated excision. It cuts the infected patch without disturbing healthy mycelium, like a surgeon removing a tumor. After excision, the removed material must be contained immediately. Ants coat unwanted weeds with growth-stopping secretions. Our robotic arm does something similar. It encapsulates the excised patch in a sterile hydrogel. Beneficial bacteria inhibit mold contaminants. Ants carry pseudonocardia that make antibiotics effective against Escovopsis. We can integrate similar microbes into our hygiene protocols, a living shield for our fungal crop. The final layer is containment and hygiene. The PMCE sits inside a sterile, contained environment. All tools, including the arm, undergo regular sterilization. Air entering the system is filtered. The robotic arm dips tools into sterilizing solution after every excision. Selective substrate, automated surveillance, robotic excision, strict hygiene. This creates a fortress around our fungus. It minimizes the need for broad-spectrum fungicides. Like the ants, we rely on proactive, precise, layered strategies to keep our garden clean and productive. To successfully engineer an ant-style mushroom factory, we must follow 3 core design mandates derived directly from nature's blueprint: fungal garden, waste valorization, bioreactor, feedstock cultivation unit. The first and most critical mandate is dynamic CO2 management. Fungal gardens are living, breathing entities. As the mycelium grows, it releases large amounts of carbon dioxide. High CO2 concentrations are toxic to the Leucoagaricus fungus and will inhibit the formation of the nutritious Gonju lid Ea. Ant colonies build complex ventilation shafts to manage airflow. Our PMCE must prioritize this. A network of CO2 sensors connected to an automated ventilation system is not an option. It is a necessity for maintaining a healthy and productive garden. In nature, there is no such thing as trash. Every output is an input for another process. The ants' dump chambers are not landfills. They are compost reactors that break down spent substrate and recycle nutrients. Our PMCE must be a closed-loop system. The waste valorization bioreactor is a non-negotiable component. It must efficiently process all spent mycelial substrate, converting it back into fertilizer. This fertilizer then nourishes the plants that will become the next generation of feedstock. This circular economy is the key to the system's long-term sustainability and reduced environmental footprint. The third mandate is to implement hierarchical contamination control, substrate pretreatment, constant automated monitoring, precise robotic tools for surgical excision of infected spots, strict sanitation, beneficial microbes as allies. This combination of proactive and reactive measures creates a resilient system that can defend itself without the use of harsh chemicals, while we can confidently replicate the vegetative growth cycle of the fungus to harvest Gonju lid Ea. Inducing the formation of full mushrooms remains a separate, high-risk research goal. In nature, the fruiting of Leucoagaricus is a rare event, likely triggered by a complex set of environmental cues that we do not fully understand. Our primary design focuses on the reliable, perpetual production of mycelial biomass. Exploring fruiting induction can be a secondary objective for small, isolated research units. CO2 control, waste recycling, layered defense. By adhering to these core principles, we can build a perpetual myco-cultivation ecosystem that truly learns from the ancient wisdom of the ants. We need systems resilient to climate shifts. We need to reduce waste and pollution. Fungi offer powerful solutions. They grow quickly in small spaces. They turn agricultural byproducts into nutritious food. An ant-style factory, a perpetual myco-cultivation ecosystem, addresses these needs. It offers a closed-loop model for food production, a design for a future where food systems work with nature, not against it. This is applied biomimicry's promise. The journey begins by choosing the right model to copy. Not all insect farmers are the same. Study their strategies closely, understand how they choose their food, learn how they process it, know how they control their climate, see how they defend their gardens from invaders. Every step holds a lesson. By observing and replicating these processes, we can build a productive, perpetual system. The ants have already done the R&D. Our task is to become good students of their craft. A resilient ant-inspired food production module mirrors nutrient flow of a natural forest in a compact, controlled environment. By adhering to these core principles, we can build a perpetual myco-cultivation ecosystem that truly learns from the ancient wisdom of the ants. Here's a short parable, the lantern garden. Each day, villagers brought clean leaves to a small lamp house. Inside, a quiet fungus turned scraps into steady light. Because they chose carefully, watched daily, and trimmed sickness fast, the village ate and read by its glow. One stormy week, they hurried, dumped muddy weeds, skipped checks, mold crept in, warmth faded. They remembered the rules: select, pre-treat, sense, excise, clean. Working together, the light returned, stronger than before. Our perpetual myco-cultivation ecosystem is that lantern garden. Learn from the ants. Choose well, pre-treat, monitor, respond, and recycle. Thanks for watching. More builds and updates soon.